Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show that we like to call Rebranded. My name is Anthony Goodson. Y'all be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't know if we have anybody watching just yet, Janique, so it really don't matter right now, but we'll bring back this conversation here in just a little bit. Tonight, we're talking about friends. When do we need to lose them? Hold on, I meant to do this first. All right, my bad.
Damn.
I meant to download the song. It just didn't work out like I wanted it to. We're talking about friends tonight. First of all, before I do that, what's up, Ace? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing, Gusson?
Good, man. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I am ready to get to the weekend. And guess what tomorrow is?
It's a national holiday in Zimbabwe. It's the Day of the Baboon, something like that.
You got it. Tomorrow we celebrate the Day of the Baboon in Zimbabwe. Beautiful, lovely ladies. Yashika, what's happening?
Hey, how are you? I know what tomorrow is. For those that don't know, it's his birthday.
My birthday. Thank you very much.
Wait a minute. I thought you just had a birthday, but I guess that can't be possible. I'm sorry.
Well,
he might have lied to get some gifts or something now, sir.
I was birthed by a midwife on the 15th. My birth certificate says the 28th. So
Stop.
And last but not least, joining us in the last second because Eric decided he didn't want to show up, is our good friend, one of my best friends, Janique. Oh, well, I can't say it. I gotta let the name say it. He said, "My little super freak."
I know.
You get that from a Martin. They said, "What up, peeps?" That sounds like that almost sounds like Kalinda. All right, y'all. Hey, be sure to
Lisa
go. My cousin, what's up, cuz? How you doing? All right, y'all. Look, be sure to share the page. Like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's have fun tonight. We're talking a little bit about whatever, a little bit more than just this topic. But anyway, friends, what? Wait, look, hold on. Let me get ready because I wasn't ready. Friends, when do we need to lose? That's all I need to give y'all. All right. Let's get the show started. All right, friends. First of all, let's define what a friend truly is. Do y'all think everybody understand what the word friend is?
No.
Oh no, you get threw around too loosely nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. I think people really don't know the difference between associate and friend.
Janique, what's a friend?
I think a friend is when you look for friends, you kind of goes in hand. That's kind of what you would look for in a life partner. You know, someone that is going to love you unconditionally. You're going to be able to agree to disagree. You're going to have your times where maybe they're not your favorite person in the world, but at the end of the day, you can always count on them no matter what.
Yeah.
All right, so Lisa Gordon says, not everyone understands the definition of a friend. What I say is a friend is, first of all, let me say this. Y'all may hear me say my coworker. Y'all may hear me say my acquaintance or this dude I know or my homeboy. I might even say homeboy and all that stuff. But when I say the word friend, I really mean it. I don't just say friend to anybody. Janique, you and I can attest to this. There's been some people, I'm going to take Carrie Scott, who may actually be listening. There are some people who they transcend your coworkers. They transcend, how you met them. And that's how friends begin, obviously. But there are some people who transcend that and become a friend. And Carrie is one of them. Of course, Janique is one of them as well. And in fact, all of y'all. I think I worked in some capacity with all of y'all. So when I say friend, this is someone that I call and we can laugh about the goofiest things. But this is also somebody I can call and I actually need them and they come to me. And when I need you, I don't always need you. It might be just your ear. I might not need money and all that stuff. To me, the combination of all of these things make up for a really, really, really good friend. And sometimes it's not about, we'll get to it. I was going to go somewhere. We'll get to it. But sometimes you need to lose your friends. Sometimes you need to lose your friends. Michael Vick, I was thinking about how Michael Vick went through this whole situation on all of his friends. And I'm sure these dudes were his day ones and A1s and all that stuff. But once it came to the dog fighting and all that stuff, and he had elevated himself to a completely new ground, it was time for Michael Vick to move on. But do you lose your friends altogether? So that's kind of some of the stuff that I want to talk about. Like, you know, you can put your friends in different boxes. I'm going to call them,
Right.
check up on them. I still love them.
Right.
I might even send some friends some money. I might do this, that, and other. But everyday situation is just not possible. What do y'all think?
I totally agree. I think that this kind of hits close to home for me because, you know, I'm currently in a situation where I have, you know, two individuals that I've grown up with. One of them, you know, best friends, you know, since we were 8 years old. But for whatever reason, I feel like, you know, it's that point in time where it's like, I'm going to love them forever. We're still friends, but sometimes you have to like take a break and separate yourself from things that you feel as though you're always contributing to those individuals' lives, but you can't even get a simple reply from a text message, or it's like you don't ask for much, right? So sometimes you have to think at it as not necessarily the person is not your friend any longer. It just may be that it's like my husband said, like Anthony said, maybe you're just in a season where you guys just aren't. And my husband's name is Anthony too. I'm sorry. Let me clear that up for everybody. He said, you know, you guys just may be in a season where you just aren't for each other right now.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting. That's part of what, you know, that's part of it's a strange thought. It's like it was something you said there about, you know, how sometimes they only answer when you need them or you don't talk to me. But it's a trip because I have some friends that I may not talk to once every 3 or 4 months. But when I do talk to them, they're doing good. I'm doing good. We go right back to when we were 15. We playing
Like
video
right
games and all this. Right away.
Yeah.
Right away. That's
Right.
friendship.
Yeah.
That's like this relationship we have every single day. That's not friendship. That's a daily relationship. That's and it may be friendship in itself, but that's not necessarily what I consider friendship. What I consider friendship is I hadn't talked to you in a while and we ain't tripping. You know.
Exactly. And I think that, you know, that's where we are. You know, when we do get on the phone or we do get around each other, it's like, you know, no time has elapsed. But it is just the process of getting together or getting a response that has become extremely taxing. Listen, listen? That's a hospice word. Has become extremely taxing emotionally when you're expected to participate in everything that they put together, but they cannot find the time to participate in anything that you put together.
What I think though with that is that it's two different kind of friends, right? Both of y'all just described two different people, literal people, right? You have the ones that, you know, expect all this stuff and it's all about them, and you know, you don't really have any. They don't want to hear anything really about you. So you know what I mean? You have that, but then you also have the day ones or the true friends that if I call you in 4 months, we don't, even in 6 months, we don't trip. And one of my favorite things I tell people, you know, I love you, right? Life is busy, but don't forget I love you, right? Don't do that. Don't ever forget that for my real friends, because that's how we are. But then you have some that is not willing to make room for you.
Yeah.
You do for them. And those are the ones you gotta not lose, but back burner.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta be able to shuffle them.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments real quick. Chris Bell says, and y'all know my nickname. He says, Dickie, you've been sleeping on the couch. What? I don't know. I should have cleaned it up. Fair weather friend. I'll clean it up.
That's true.
Right. Commercial break. I clean up. Fair weather friends is that what they are called? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mixed up with acquaintances. Yeah.
We throw the words around.
So there's a word called relationship, and then there's a word called friendship. Those are not the same thing. You could talk to somebody every day. That is a relationship, but you're not necessarily friends. For example, Yashika, you was talking about someone, whatever the comment you just made, people might listen to you, whatever, but you could call a person up and all they do is talk about themselves. They don't talk about you. They don't invite themselves into your life. Like all they do is talk about themselves and their problems and their this and their that. And that is not a friendship. That's a relationship that you have developed, but not a friendship. Because I don't know nothing about you. How's the give and take? So it's very interesting when we start talking about that. Let's look at the next question, because I think this is kind of going along with what we were saying. But what makes a good friend?
Ooh, there's some qualities. There are non-selfish. Definitely have to have your best interests at hand. And that's vice versa. I mean, you do as well, but definitely have to have your best interests. Your best interest should be their best interest.
All right, let's go to the comments. Ace, who said this? It says, it's draining, Janique. I have one friend who is literally giving narcissistic vibes, but is in denial of it when I call her out. We literally, I don't know why I'm laughing, argue. I distance myself from her.
That was Lisa Gordon.
Lisa Gordon, my kinfolk. All right, who is this, Ace? It says, sometimes we allow people to become friends and they should have stayed people in passing. Oh my God.
Wow.
Like I call those shooting star people. You don't know it a lot of times until they come through and then they go by. They
That's
shooting
Antoria.
Stars. Victoria?
Antoria.
It says you also have levels of friendships and every person will be on every level. I got a friend, one of my best friends, and we've been best friends since maybe, I don't know. He's young. You're younger than me. So I'll say is 40 years for sure. And I'm 45. And Jared Franklin. And Jared Franklin, I don't talk to him as much. He live in Houston. I live in Dallas. But you know what? When I talk to Jared, that's why I say it's like we're 15 years old again. We think about Tecmo, and it's not the same conversations of a 15-year-old. We talk about today's stuff because it's a trip when you go back home and you talk to some old friends and older. And I don't know if y'all have that experience because y'all don't have back home. Me and Janique do. I mean, me and Yashika do. When you go back home, you still live in Dallas. You ain't got no back home. You back home. people I'm talking about are talking about you in this way. You already back home. On different levels. All right, y'all. Moving.
But it's different. Like I like the different level things because, like you said, we got those friends you can not talk to for years, and y'all pick up right where you left off. It's just like a good example is I have two close friends I consider to be my best friend. One of them, my boy said, we went to college together. Well, he went to another college first, and then football brought him to my school a little later. Well, my best friend, I mean, like we refer to each other's mamas as mama, like we're brothers, really, like I said, friends and stuff. And we didn't hang out in school at all at college. A lot of people didn't even know we knew each other, and people thought that was odd. But what it was, we knew our friendship was so tight. He played football. I let him have his football partners and do all that. I was over here doing my thing stuff. Our friendship strong enough to where we didn't have to be in each other's face, every day like that. And we still brothers, still the best of friends. Then got people like Goodson. I just started considering Goodson a friend. I think like today around lunchtime, came through for me. But like me and Goodson literally talk probably every single day. And I think every day we laugh. Every day we talk and stuff like that, and it's one of those things like we should be tired of each other by now, but we just keep I might not have got the message, but it's just we always got something stupid to say or something stupid to talk about. And like I've had friends to this day. I still have my first friend is my god brother Reggie. We met when I was 4 years old. So it's different levels.
Somebody said that's a friend, Ace. All right, let's go to the comments. And Tori Wright said, what is a friend? She said, my best friend is Tanisha McGill. We don't see each other often, but she knows I have her and I know she has me. I can't even remember when we met. And that's cool when you never can remember when you met. You just always feel like you've known each other. But I know that she is a part of my life forever. That's a friend that you love, and there is no strain in that relationship. I got a friend of mine who, like, y'all know there's money can come between people. but I have a friend who asks for money every once in a while. If borrow some money or whatever. And I have no problem with giving it to him because I know as a friend, the friendship is so important to him that he would never break that bond by not paying me back my money. So I tell him all the time, when you get this money, I'm gonna put it right back in this drawer over here. So when you need it again, you know exactly where it's gonna be. And that's because of that friendship. It has transcended, and it's a trip, Janique, when friendship transcends friendship, and now it's brotherhood and sisterhood. That's when it gets really cool.
I agree. I think, also a true friend is someone who, like Yashika said, no matter, how long it's been since you've seen them, when you do talk to them, you genuinely are interested in what's been going on in their life. They're interested back in what's been going on in your life. It's not a one-sided thing like, oh, I've been going through this, and they never want to know what's going on with you. I feel like true friendship is getting to the point where if your friend calls you and they tell you that someone has wronged them, you feel like someone has wronged you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
feel like, right. So what are we doing? Are we riding out tonight? And it could be,
are we going to jail or are we going
right. You genuinely, because you guys have that type of bond where you consider them an extension of your family. Like, oh, wait a minute. Like you said your boss said what? Okay, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't have to be a spouse that wronged them. It could be someone at the local grocery store that rubbed them the wrong way. It's just like you feel what they are feeling.
Lisa Gordon say, hey, I'll be ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the comments. Victoria says a friend should be able to tell you the absolute truth, even if it hurts. Whew, that's tough sometimes. You should be able to confide in one another, but also a friend that you can laugh with and joke with. Friendship should not be one-sided, nor it always be negative. I agree with you on that.
Agree.
Also, when do you know you have outgrown a friend and it's time to part ways?
When they get on your last nerves.
I think it's time to part ways when you realize that the friendship has become one-sided.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah.
Or there's always that moment. Well, not always, but in them circumstances right there, it's that moment where they do something that you can't take back. Like
Sometimes
they snake you, or
For a lot of times, though, you just know, and it's kind of like you feel it, and not always do you break it off when you feel it because you don't really want to. And we've been friends, and I think people go on history. I've known this person for like 20 years. How can I stop the how? Yeah. But I think we just have to know when it's time, and it ended up being time eventually. But you knew it was time.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys think that when it comes to like friendships and things like that, do you think that it's easier to go silent on a friend when you want to separate yourselves from them, or do you think you should tell the individual, like, hey, listen, I'm going to be taking a break because I feel, ABC, 1, 2, 3, or do you think you just kind of fall off? And if they reach out to you, you say something, but it's just at that point in time, you're on break when it comes. So how do you think that should be handled?
I think that's case by case.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on who it is and things like that. Because a lot of times, we might feel like we need to step off, and then that friend can self-correct, like, oh, I didn't know I'll make you feel like that. Like, oh, no, that's not my intention, at all, things like that. So, yeah, you definitely got to take that on case by case. I got people that used to be my friends, and now if we see each other, somebody's going to have a black eye and a bloody nose. I got some people.
Go ahead.
Oh, I got some people who, we be friends. We just don't talk no more. It's fine. We still got respect and stuff like that. Then I got some friends, my real friends, we'll throw some blows, and then, it's mandatory. We're going to throw some blows. Then the hard part is you got to give each other a hug and shake hands.
I'm hoping you speaking I don't say hypothetically, but maybe 20 years ago.
Oh no, I'm talking
I
about
I
right now.
really think that it's important.
Is
We're
look.
adults, right? We're adults. So I think if you're having an issue with a friend, you probably should tell them, because
Mhm.
if you're that friend, right? If you're that person and one of your friends that you love just falls off, you don't know why, you call, they don't answer, right?
Mhm.
How would that make you feel? Because you don't know. And sometimes we don't know what we've done to people, not unless they tell us, because it's all perception.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would say it could be case by case, but for me, I think it means be adults. Then I can
Yeah.
tell you either take it or not,
Yep.
because I'm making a decision for my life and what I want for me. So
Yep.
it's my decision. Yeah.
You know, one
Let's
thing
go to-
I found that it seems like you come to these sort of conclusions about friendship somewhere between the ages of 35 and 45 years old. Has anybody else knows that? Like, you could be friends with somebody for 20 years, and then one day you turn 40 and you're like, you know what? This friendship has really kind of been over 15 years ago.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
But I've just been hanging on,
That's right.
But then I think you get between those ages of 35 and 45 where if you truly are happy with your life, you just want peace. And anyone who is
That's the
causing
key
you any
word.
type of, emotional distress or
Yeah.
just kind of not, you're just kind of like,
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, when they
Let me
can't
go to the
applaud
comments
you,
real quick. It says the true friend is a friend. I will tell you the truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not. She they say. Okay. She loved you enough to be honest with you. Here's another comment. It says, I have a friend that we were very close from middle school all the way through high school. Go ahead, Ace, make your joke. All the way through
the thesis.
high school.
And the
We have
PhD
talked a couple of
on
times in the
StreetYard.
last few years. Funny thing is, she called me last night out of the blue. We haven't seen each other in over 20 years. We never missed a beat in the conversation. Now my brother and I are taking a trip together this weekend. Very cool.
Yeah.
All
Says,
right.
what if they don't get the hint? Someone says. Let's come back to that in a little bit. It says, a true friend should not haste on how long you have spoken to them. That's exactly,
Right.
that's what we're saying. If
Right.
you're trying to grow and that person is, here we go. This is where we need to get to. If you, see, I know we're going real fast and people, they type on their phones and they don't get a chance to put the punctuation in there. But I'm going to read this like they really meant.
Okay.
If you are trying to grow and that person is okay with where they are, is that okay? But it keeps you from progressing. It is time to pause on that friendship. I'm not sure who said that.
Well, hold on, friend, because I got to object to that. What if that person has no enthusiasm? And that's not how they wrote that statement. They saying, well, I mean, if you're trying to grow and that person okay with where they are, but it keeps you from progressing, it's time in that friendship. You see how that changes the narrative?
But I get what this person is. I get what this person is saying completely, because I think that's how a lot of us end up making the decision that maybe we have outgrown a friendship or need to take a break. Because if you have one friend that's always like, let's go to Outback Steakhouse, but you're the friend that's like, I've progressed to Del Frisco's and things of that sort. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm not down here with the peasants anymore.
Right. It's like I work hard. Now, will I go to Outback? Absolutely. But if it's a weekend, fruits of my labor, I'm tired, the kids are bad, I'm a professional, I want to enjoy what I work for, and I say, let's go to Del Frisco's, it's on me. Now you got an attitude because now you think I think you a charity case.
Yeah.
Chris Bell said, who paying?
For me, I don't know if I would pause the friendship. I think that I would just put them out of my top 5. I would still talk to this person, but if I'm not able to progress, if they're not, get on the bus or get run over, right?
Yeah.
If I'm progressing, then I'm progressing. And so if you at your ceiling, that's your business. I'm not. And I've busted through my ceiling. I'm still going. And if you don't, that's cool, because you don't have to. You do with your life what you want. But me talking with you every day and all that, I can't do that because I'm progressing.
And that's the trick right there. That's the fine line. So let's say they are at theirs, but you're still doing this right.
Right.
They still can add value, and that's a true friend. True friend understanding that. Hey, you know what? Yashika can't talk to me every day. That's cool. I'll talk to her a little later on. She got this going on. Friend can applaud you. You know, not worried about yours. You know, and you know, not being envious, but being happy to see. You know, want to
Right.
give you flowers. And you know, stuff like that. You know, I got a friend that went Hollywood on me not too long ago, and you know, I wasn't tripping at all. I was, hey, you know what? You know, we came back down to earth. You know, I waited and came back down to earth. You know, at first I had to talk to an agent just to talk. You know, I had to call a number to get a new number for my friend just to talk to him and stuff like that. And when we met up, I tried to give him some dap and thought I wanted an autograph. I mean, no, it's still me. It's still me.
You should absolutely let them know where you stand and then have a conversation. It says true friends don't have to interact on the daily or regular basis. I agree. That's not friendship necessarily. That's
Now-
relationship, which is cool.
Right. And
but-
who's saying this? That person that just left that comment, her name is Zena. She's been my friend for 30 years.
Mm.
Oh wow.
30 plus
Nice.
years since I was like 8. She's been my friend. So it's for real and for true. Yeah.
I had to give her name then. Zena.
All right, let's go back to that comment up earlier. I believe it says, "What if they don't get the hint?"
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Like, you know, it's really hard. We're men, Ace. We're men. We're going to communicate a little bit different than you two ladies, right? So if me and Ace had a problem with each other, that's not going to be the same. I'm probably going to avoid. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably going to take that tactic where I just don't pick up the phone for a couple of days. I'll probably just, you know, hide out for a little bit. And I'm not trying to make him get the hint. When I'm ready to come back, then I'll come back. That's kind of how I would do it. And quite honestly, I think that's how he'd do it too. Ace is a
You
little
just
bit more.
subscribed last Tuesday.
Yeah. And Wednesday. You just don't remember Wednesday. Yeah.
I didn't get the hint.
But women, you two, y'all will probably see it a little bit different. What if they don't get the hint is the comment? What do y'all think?
I think a lot of times they do get the hint. I think a lot of times they absolutely get the hint, and they it's like a toxic, you know, relationship, you know, with a man or a woman. You're telling them the things, maybe you're not telling them all the time, but you've had conversations with them to let them know some things that you know that you've grown past, or something that you know that you're not really liking that they're doing, and they just kind of
Not care.
they choose to overlook it because they want to see how much longer you're willing to put up with it.
So the person that made this comment, her name is oh god, let me go back. That's Diana, right? Is that your friend?
Zena.
It's Zena.
Zena. Oh, I'm sorry, Zena McMillan. Is it McMillan or McMillian?
McMillan.
You know what?
Okay, so
I
she's
got a
your
friend I
friend.
need to leave
Is
alone
she-
right now. The
Is
literacy
she
is killing me.
single?
Is she
She
single?
said, yeah, she said
Oh,
quit
you have
hitting
to ask her if she's single.
and be direct. I just bet she's single. Let us know if you're single, Zena. I can just tell by the answer.
She might be single, but she's probably at peace.
Uh-huh.
Probably at
This-
peace.
She
because-
might have a roster.
She
Uh-huh.
just might have a roster.
Somebody said I need. Yes,
What's
I'm
wrong with
single.
roster?
Okay,
She said, yes, I'm single.
I can tell. All right, let's go to the comments. Somebody told me to read my mama's comments. I'm not sure which one it is. Y'all gonna have to remind me. Somebody said, if you have a friend and you don't see them having no ambitions, no any goals, and you are in college, learning new languages, going on vacations, focusing on your kids and your friends, is just stuck at that 9 to 5, not wanting more. You don't really have much in common anymore, and it's okay to move on from that relationship.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
If it's draining.
Yeah, I think I absolutely agree with that. And I think a lot of times friends are they're never, a lot of us have those friends, right? And those friends are never going to come out and just say, hey, listen, I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that you're elevating quicker than I am. You know what I mean? They're never going to come out and say that. So therefore, it comes off as if, you know, they just don't care, things of that sort. And that's when it's just kind of time to move past, because, you know, my thing is what if I'm trying to take you with me? You know what I mean? What if I'm trying to take you with me, but you're so busy trying to work against me that now I have to separate myself.
That's the problem, the work against part. You know, it's just all the understanding.
All right. So the comment from Deborah Goodson was, is there a difference in friendship with male and female? Studies have shown that there 100% is. I'm sorry.
Y'all crazy. Point blank.
If
certain stuff matter to y'all that don't matter to us. Like straight up, certain stuff matter. I remember my acting debut. I am a paid actor, by the way, everybody. I don't think my friend Mr. Goodson made my acting debut. I don't recall, right? At the same time, I didn't trip because I know for a fact that Mr. Goodson had my back, has my best interest at heart. So if he couldn't make my acting debut, I understand there had to be something going on. There had to be a reason, you know, for that.
I tell you what, I'll show some support, okay? In the way of a...
Want to bring that curb appeal back to your home or business? Let us help you. Call Ace Power Washing at 469-337-4080 or email us at powerwashingace3@gmail.com. Whether it's sidewalks, driveways, house or building washing, we'll take care of you. Call or email today for your free quote. We'll see you soon.
True friend indeed. Look at that. See, you see what I'm saying? It all come back. He didn't see me on stage, but look, see.
Let's go to the comments. It says, we all have friends on different levels. You know what? That's a cool comment. Let's think about this for a moment. So let's take Yashika for a minute. It's one person, and I guarantee you there's 5 bubbles all around that one person. In this bubble, she have her friends from high school, right? All her friends from, her classmates, all these childhood friends. Then she got some work friends. And then she got some professional friends, which are not necessarily work friends. And then she got, girlfriends and so forth. We all have different levels of friends. I think it's important for us to understand we can't take all those friends everywhere. I'm a Seinfeld fan, and he calls that worlds collide. Like I can take some friends from here and some friends from over here. I just can't bring those friends together. Then that's when those worlds collide. So, which is a trip. All right, I'm gonna read this comment. It says, we all have friends on different levels. People just get mad when you tell me we have okay, I'm sorry, y'all. We have your I'm good where can you read this? I'm having trouble. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just read it how they wrote it, how they meant you to read it.
Well, go ahead and read it for me.
And now, whose friend is this? Is this one of your 3rd grade friends?
I don't know who wrote this.
Let me try to make this out. We all have friends on different levels. People just get mad when you tell them. We have your I'm good, where I am, and you have your friends that want to grow, but they're only talking. Then you have your friends that walk the walk and talk it.
That's why she's my friend. You see how she did that?
I got smart friends. Here we go. Let's go to the next comment. I'm gonna tell you. Want me to do this, or do you want it, Janique? It don't matter to me.
No, you go for it.
Okay. I would say that I keep my circle super small. I want to talk about that in a little bit. There are people that asked for help in the past, money. You took care of them, then they tried to use you the same excuse a month later. That's true. Some so-called friends will try to get all they can from you, which isn't a true friend you thought you had. Cut it off. I can see that. That's a very smart comment because they are not a friend. You are a bank. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. It says your best friend is yourself. You carry yourself everywhere you go.
I saw best example that my best friend made it to a place that we call the NFL. And wow, it opens your eyes all the way up to people who you knew, you thought you knew, fake friends, leeches, and things like that. You know, I can remember like my phone used to blow up. People trying to hunt him down. Where's he at? What y'all doing tonight? Where you going? And blah blah. And you know, and speaking of friendship, I can honestly say I didn't hang out with him that much because I wanted to separate myself from the leeches and the snakes. And during that NFL period, I never took one dime from him. At all. I remember he actually tried to fight me. He tried to buy me a car, and I wouldn't take it. And he tried to fight me because he said that TDJ said I was blocking his blessings because I wouldn't let him buy me a car. But I wanted to be a real friend and let him understand that I'm not hurt for that. I was hurt before that, and whenever this is all over, I'm gonna be hurt. You know, after that. You know, and so that's those situations there. That's rough.
Somebody said, "What's up, peeps?" I think it's my main man, Ron James.
What's up,
All right,
Ron?
let's switch the tune a little bit, y'all. Let's talk a little bit. We've been talking about friends for a little bit. So now we're going to talk about relationships, right? Outside of the friendship thing. This is kind of a neat little question that somebody posed. They say it's out there now, but should a person be obligated to pay child support for a stepchild after the breakup?
How do you say this in French?
Let me unmute Yashika.
I think you have to say hell
you know
no.
what Ryan said.
I think you have to say hell no to this. Not obligated. You know, no, definitely not.
I think so I think the only time a bonus parent should be obligated to pay child support for a bonus child is if they have like legally adopted that child. I think that if you have a bonus parent that chooses to financially care for a child once they leave the home because they've been in that child's life for so long, I think that's absolutely commendable. But I do think like you are only obligated to care for someone financially when it comes to a child if you have legally adopted them. You're caring for them after you leave because the relationship didn't work out because you love that child that much. That's great. But I don't think anyone should be obligated if they're not biologically connected to a child.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, Yashika.
Beat them kids.
Go ahead.
What she say?
Beat them kids.
What she say?
Bleep them kids.
What she say?
Bleep them GD kids.
Bleep them. Bleep them. Bleep them.
My mom and daddy, y'all quit listening. You know what you do you bleep them kids. All right. Should a person be obligated to pay child support for a stepchild after the breakup? Eric was on last night. I don't know what happened to him today, but he threw out some good questions. He said he feel like if you feel like paying child support, you know, on your own, that you should, but you should not be obligated. I say the exact same thing. I don't know why I would feel like it, but I say the exact same thing. And but here's the issue. If you adopt those children while you're in a relationship, I think that's what changes the question a little bit. Like if me and my wife go out and adopt a child and then we break up, I believe I should pay child support on the child that she and I agreed to adopt. If me and my wife got married and she had kids and I adopted those kids to make this feel more like a family, but we break up, I don't think I should be obligated to pay child support on that kid. Now, if I want to, it's a different story. But I can't imagine me wanting to.
I think it kind of depends on, you know, like the situation, like if you and your wife are together and when you get married, she has a 1-year-old and you decide you want to adopt that 1-year-old and you guys decide to go your separate ways when that child is, let's just say 12, you know, biologically that's not your child, but emotionally, you know, that's your child. And I don't think your wife should go and put you on child support, but I think that most people would still financially want to be involved in that child.
I would say that when you adopt, then it's legal. Like that's your child. If you adopt a child, you're responsible. So
Mhm.
everybody,
Agree.
No
I
doubt.
agree.
Yeah, Al Green said put it on paper.
it's
So if you adopt it, hey, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, 'cause that's legal. That's your child.
Yeah.
When you adopt a child, it's yours. You're responsible.
Yeah, when you adopt a child, you are saying that
Right.
I agree to act as if I agree to legally act
Right.
as if this is my biological child. So you are legally obligated to do for them once you adopt them anything that you have done for your biological children.
Yeah.
So
No
you
matter what
saying
happened in your
that
relationship.
so you
Mhm.
saying that you should wait till later in life to adopt, like just kind of watch over the child till they 15, then adopt, so you can kind of knock off some of those years just in case.
Okay, let's move. Moving. Oh, go ahead, Jenny.
No, I don't have anything.
All right, so look here. This weekend, or actually in about 6 months, February, we're going to be watching the Super Bowl on Sunday, and it's going to be very fun. We're probably going to see the Denver Broncos taking on your Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be a very good game.
We're gonna see who.
Nah.
My team, they got beat by 50 points this week, 70-20. Anyway, no matter who's in the Super Bowl, we know another person who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Usher is going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime. First of all, how do y'all feel about Usher doing the Super Bowl halftime?
I think if he can hold
I
down
love it.
Vegas, if he can hold down
I
Vegas, he can
can't
hold down the show.
Me too. I think
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well, I feel great about Usher. I'm a huge Usher fan. I'm Michael Jackson 1 through 1 million, and then I'm Al Green 1,000,001, and then Usher is 1,000,002, and Bruno Mars and Justin Timberlake. I put him in there too, and then there's a list of other people. But I am a huge Usher fan. Not so much Prince. Love him, but not a fan. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be he got a book of music or hits or whatever that's gonna make everybody very familiar and very happy. It feels good. He's gonna play y'all know he's doing which is a hit. I'm like, hey, if he can do Vegas, he can do a Super Bowl. I think it's gonna be the second best Super Bowl probably since Michael Jackson, because his showmanship. And Usher, he's smooth. He just knows how to do it.
It'll be third.
If you say some raining on Prince singing Purple Rain at the Super
I'm
Bowl
saying
2000.
the rain. The man sung Purple Rain in the rain. God ordained that. Like it's like God was like, you know what? Go on and show out, son.
We still don't know if that rain was real though.
Well, I know it messed up his heart, and he had to put that scarf on to make sure he was straight.
But they could have just had the sprinklers on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever they did, it was the illusion. You know, Michael Jackson is number 1, the Prince performance is number 2, and everybody else got to fight for number 3.
Comment says, "Shut your mouth, Ducky." Quack. As long as there isn't enough. Speaking of, I accidentally muted myself. I don't know if y'all saw my comment on Ace's post. We actually posted this on Rebrander's.
On Rebrander's page, go join and then go to YouTube and subscribe.
My favorite Super Bowl performance, of course, was Michael Jackson. Number 2 was the one time when Janet was on, and I think she had Justin Timberlake on. Matter of fact, I think they were on the stage at the same time, and something happened. I don't know, but anyway, that's my favorite moment of Super Bowl.
I remember that moment vividly because I was actually in Houston at the time. I was in college at Texas Southern University, and that was the same year. So that band that was playing with them on the stage was the Ocean of Soul band from Texas Southern University. And I remember it was like the talk of the university for weeks.
So did anybody have any like up close footage of the slip?
I doubt it.
Okay. I just want to
prove it. You know that was coming next. Prove it. Mm-hmm. Prince by far, says Chris Bell.
Not by far, because Mike is first. You gotta understand, Mike duplicated himself. He had like 5 mics, and people couldn't tell who was the mic. He was exploding and appearing over here, exploding and appearing over there. And then they all just sat there and looked at everybody, and the whole Super Bowl lost their mind. Yeah, but definitely Prince, number 2 for sure, strong number 2.
Okay, Ace, moving right along. I know we been talking about relationships, and we'll probably get on that in just a little bit, just to finish off the show, talking about the Super Bowl, talking about other stuff. But the Crown Act, can you explain what that is?
Yeah, all kings and queens wore a crown. Sir Arthur and them got knighted. They got crowned. That what we're talking about?
Boaz.
You know what? I can't wait to give me a new Boaz joke. Oh, that's some inside stuff, y'all. My friend is turning me down right here on the show. So the Crown Act, you know, it's a new law they passed in Texas, just got passed, and that's where you can't they can't discriminate based on hair. You know, how they used to do braids and dread, you know, basically, you know, it is what it is. The system used to tell black women they didn't look professional in the workplace because of their hair, especially with the, you know, women wearing their natural hair and things like that. So it's been passed that you can't discriminate on that. You know, you can't say, oh, your hair is this, stuff like that, because this is a woman's natural hair. This is, you know, it's not something outlandish. This is her hair. Or him, you know, men with dreads and stuff like that. So that law is passed in Texas, and you cannot be discriminated against for that.
So there's already a lawsuit in Texas. Can you tell us a little something about that?
Yeah, it's actually it's a lawsuit in Texas. I forgot the name of the school. High school. They suspended the boy, but I think now he's in in-house suspension. And basically because they said his hair went against school guidelines. He's got locks, and the locks are basically they're up, you know, tied up and everything like that. And to debate that, you know, the new Black Panther Party is the one advocating for him. And to debate that, they have a picture of one of the white students with his graduation picture for this year, and his hair is like all the way down here. He has long hair, but they were saying that the black kid's dreads were too long, but he doesn't even wear them long. They stay tied up, and you know, everybody was like, "What's the deal?" You know, and his hair looks perfectly fine. It's well groomed. You know, it's not anything crazy or nasty looking there. I mean, his hair is you know, looks really good. And you know, the parents and everybody like that, you know, they had to file a lawsuit because it's like, why is he being discriminated against for this, and why now? You know, this kid, I think, is a senior. So what's going on right now? So how do y'all feel about that?
I think the Crown Act, I think it's a joke, just like affirmative action is a joke. And I say, when I say that, I mean, unfortunately, even though these laws have been passed to help, minorities not be discriminated against and things of that sort, it's a joke because it still happens. It's not going to change anything. You know, when is the last time someone ever sat you down in their office and said, so I'm going to have to let you go today because you're Black, or I'm going to have to let you go today because you're Hispanic. Or, you know what, this interview was absolutely wonderful. And you're very well qualified for this position, but I don't like your hair, so I'm going to pass on you. No one's ever going to come out and say that, but they're going to do it, and they're going to get away with it. Right. So I think these two laws that they have passed were just pretty much kind of to appease, you know, make you think that they care, but it's just a joke, you know. And unfortunately.
Interesting.
That's even if you get in the interview, because they'll read names like Unique or Yashika, and they know, and they pass it up because they.
Adrian and Anthony, we're pretty safe.
Yeah, but they know, you know, they know. So I agree.
Yeah,
and I understand it because you know, my wife has a unique name. It actually fits right in with you guys, so I definitely can understand that situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very interesting thing to, you know, discriminate based off situations like that. I think even your personal, you know, life. I was about to say something personal. I'm not gonna go there, y'all. Yeah, that's a pretty tough one. I've seen that before, but it's a trip because it's been going on for quite some time. Think about the Marvin Gaye song, "What's Going On?" And at one point he says, "Simply cause your hair is long." That part. And so that's been going on since what, the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, the 30s. And it's really just a culturally discriminated situation. So sometimes you get something like this, the Crown Act, that pacifies the situation, as Malcolm X calls it. And it's really not because we're trying to do anything. We're really trying to shut somebody up or make somebody think we're trying to do something. But it really actually offers no real help. So I don't know. That's very interesting. I like to follow that one, Ace.
Yeah, I got some interesting views because I never thought about it like how y'all putting it. You know, so y'all wouldn't feel that it's a step toward the right direction? Because I mean, I agree with what y'all saying. I agree with what y'all saying, but I like so y'all wouldn't feel like it's a step. Okay. And that's how I was thinking. That's how I was thinking before we had the conversation.
They want you to feel like it's a step. See, what you're saying is what they want you to feel. Ooh, don't you get the warm and fuzzies? It's a Crown Act. They can't. I got these locks in my hair, and they can't discriminate me. No,
that's why I cut mine off. I was like, you know what? I'm just
still are. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right, Tony. Go ahead.
His follicles beg to differ, but no, you know what? Donald Trump, he pardoned Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was accused of the Mann Act. Mann Act is you got a black man taking a white woman over the state line, and it's prostitution and all this stuff. White man and a black woman, a black man and a white woman could not legally be with each other in the early 1900s or ever before 1964, if I'm not mistaken, in the United States, right? So Jack Johnson actually was taking his wife, he had married her somehow, his girlfriend, and he was taking her from state line to state line, and they created a law against that, the Mann Act. Well, he now started, I think for a little while, he went to Cuba, he went to this place, went to that place, trying to flee, trying to just have freedom, simply because he liked white women, right? Well, he died, of course, and years later, 2000, maybe 1819, Donald Trump then pardons him from this situation that he had.
I'm not impressed. The damage is already done.
That's as hard.
The damage is already done at this point. So it's kind of like you pardoning him, but it has no bearings on like the white people not gonna be mad at you. Black people really don't. It's like, yeah, you just trying to, with that right there.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, because
been dead since 1960 something.
You got you got Chuck Berry with it. You got R. Kelly with it. So you got your people. You even got Gorgeous George.
I got a cousin right now. I'm sure he would love to have that part. We could have, Jack Johnson didn't necessarily need it. But, I'm like Janique and Yashika. I think what you do is you do certain things like that means absolutely nothing. And quite honestly, nobody even really follows these things. You can say it and feel good, and then nobody really follows it. But I tell you what I'm glad about is somebody actually sued. They said, okay, now there is a law that protects against this. Yeah. So now I'm not crazy about the Crown Act. I'm crazy about the lawsuit.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see if I can look up real quick and see where that's from. That's stuff that he usually do, but let's see here.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Well, anyway, y'all, we've had a great time. I've enjoyed this show. This has been fun. Janique, thank you for jumping on at the last minute.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun. If anybody else out there want to be on the show, always send me a note. I will be sure to get you on. We love to have you. But these four right here are my favorite. I love to have us four on the most, even over Eric. I really don't like Eric being on much. But we're going to take this four right here. I'm taking this four to Hollywood with me. I'm good. Next time we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, yo, Ace, who do we have on the show next week?
I'm discussing the topics that have to deal with the black family. The food or the drink is good when the person says swallow instead of swallow. We're going to have an interview with librarians with Tourette syndrome. And the name of the show is going to be titled Breaking the Rules. And we will have their mics muted most of the time. Married couples that swing at the playground. Are they confused or just risk takers? Giggity, giggity. We'll see how that goes.
Catch Adrian, the Ace Stinson, and the rest of the Rebranders crew live Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central on YouTube and Instagram at Rebranders Podcast, Facebook at Rebranders, or Rebranders.org.
I work too hard. Look, I work too hard for this stuff, man.
Hey, Yashika, my new friend Zena McMillan says she loved the show.
Okay, good.
All right, we got us a new fan, Janique.
We're gonna be looking for you now. Don't be trying to act funny.
Right.
If Yashika can't be on her one day and stuff, all of a sudden you ain't in the comments and stuff like that.
Hey, now listen. Last week, we did, or 2 weeks ago, we did the show, and there was a cuss word said at the very end when I said, "Ayo Ace, who do we have on the show next week?" So I had to cut the show off. Ace, did you get your stuff together this week?
Yeah, we got together, baby. We
All right. I'm reluctant to do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Well, you gonna throw it to me, or we gonna, we ain't. I thought we were trying out new people to throw it to me.
Janique's never done it. All you have to do, Janique, is say, "Hey, yo, Ace, who do we have on the show next week?" You want to practice?
Nah, not at all. Hey, yo,
You gotta
Ace,
get it-
who do we have on the show
character.
next week?
She made me feel good about it. That's like an episode of Carmen San Diego. Dang, shit. Well, next week we're gonna have an interesting show. We talking about diversity as far as race and sexuality and everything else. So we're gonna have an interesting group. We're actually gonna be interviewing. Well, not necessarily interviewing. We're gonna be talking with them. We'll be talking with a lesbian group that don't like the texture of kiwi fruit, and the show is gonna be The Irony.